Welcome to Way of the World episode 3 with Cade. This time I'm joined by a friend that I've had the pleasure of meeting for, is that even a word? Have the pleasure of meeting for a week, just like last episode. Yeah, let's keep this shit. Her name's her name's Kitty. Met her on VR chat. Real nice person. Say hi.
Hello.
Yeah. Today, I mean, I don't really have a topic that I really want to talk about. I kind of want to talk about politics, but I also don't want to talk about politics because I'll get pissed and frustrated by the end of this episode. I'll be throwing tools and stuff and a bunch of, I don't really, so like, you got a topic you want to talk about?
um, well, you put me on the spot here with this one. We could talk
Yeah,
about,
that's what I did in the last episode.
um, well, with what I was told about the last episode, the first thing that came to my mind was also like the future of VR and Valve and stuff. But
Exactly, but we kind of
we
like
already covered
I
that.
sent you the video and you didn't
Yeah,
watch it.
I
I
didn't
was like,
watch
you
it
should probably
because I
get up
was
to
in a game
speed.
of League. Yes.
Exactly, but we basically
Let's see.
completely dissected and said why the fuck Valve isn't making anything anymore. And we're just like,
It's because they're working on a new headset right now.
yeah, even though they just released the Index, what, like a year ago?
Yep.
I mean, I got the Quest 2, and the original Quest was out for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean,
I have the original 5. Uh,
speaking of, viewers, be ready for VR stuff because that will be coming very soon. Trust me.
oh,
But
this is.
I got a topic.
You got a topic?
Let's talk. Let's talk about. We live in a society, right?
Yes,
We
we
live in
do
a
live in a
society.
society.
I am getting political with this one. Sorry.
Okay, that's
We live in a
alright. I'm
society
impressed.
ruled by a moron whose underlings are fucking idiots, right? For
That's
example, Biden wants to take our guns, even though I live in Texas. And since Texas passed that whole weird sanctuary for firearms, so they like legally cannot take our weapons, people are still pissed about it. And they're like, you can't take our guns because how are we going to like defend ourselves or like go hunting or something like that? And he's just like, oh, just fucking go to the grocery store. I'm gonna go sniff a kid. You know?
um kind of. I'm not completely kept up with everything that's happened since Biden's been in office just because I've had a bunch of my own stuff going on. But from what I understood, the thing with the Biden is that he's not trying to take the guns, he's just trying to like more heavily monitor the selling and stuff and do heavier like background checks, and you need to be able to like meet more requirements to purchase guns. But I could be incorrect. I'm actually doing a quick read on what's happening right now.
Yeah, see, like a week ago or something, Biden said that no amendment is like has to be followed. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? If that's the case, I'm not going to follow the Sixth Amendment and pay my taxes because that seems fair, you know?
I mean, I get that, but also at the same time, like, have the amendments ever properly been followed for such a long time? Like,
Ever
everyone's
since they were made,
but
no one has followed them.
right, everyone's free except for women and slaves. And then we've just recently, like in the last 100 years, finally we're like, hey, racism and misogyny aren't so great. Maybe women and slaves also apply under the freedom of man.
Yeah. I mean,
So
slaves aren't as big in America as they once were, but they're still
there's still
pretty big.
slavery, yes,
Yeah,
especially
it's
like in
just
the
like,
prison system. There's a lot of it's essentially slavery, which is why there's so many people in this prison system for such small crimes that don't really mean
yeah.
anything,
I wouldn't be
such as like
surprised if Biden added his own
the
slaves.
selling of pot. Hmm?
I wouldn't be surprised if Biden had his own slaves.
Um, I doubt it, just because of his age at this point. I like.
I mean, yeah.
I'm sure that he's been involved in like sex trafficking and human trafficking, just like every other fucking
Oh,
politician.
most indefinitely.
Like,
And he's probably gotten involved with like child stuff,
Oh,
considering how
most
he treats.
definitely. It's
Well,
Trump has fucking I don't think Obama has, but I wouldn't be
e-
surprised if he hasn't, or if he has.
almost every
Like
politician ever
every
has been
politician,
involved in something seriously illegal.
yes, every politician is extremely corrupt, and there's nothing that will change that.
Yeah.
Um, Politicians, they aren't. Get rid of them. Who needs
Yeah,
a
like
government?
okay, what why can't okay, so the president has a max term of 8 years.
Hmm.
Why can't we put that onto all of office? Like Congress, some of the guys have been in there for 30, 40, 50 years and they have done nothing
All right.
except make this country worse.
Yeah,
And
I
I
feel.
explained in one of my earlier videos, like at the whole time when the whole Black Lives Matter stuff blew up after George Floyd was killed. I love this country, and nothing I would ever do will change that. Or like, but ever since Biden got elected, or like even wanted to run for president, and all these Democrats started taking over everything, my opinion
Mhm.
has severely changed on that. Because it's like I'm not going to live in a corrupt country where they are literally forcing us to do their bidding. I'm not having that. I am
Well,
no one's pet.
that's always been the case. America's always treated everyone as their pet. The
Exactly.
military, like even under Trump's rule, especially under Trump's not rule, but Trump's presidency and Obama's presidency, everyone before that, the people of America are not cared about by the government. We are seen as assets. We are seen
Yeah.
as we have this many people, so we are, better, which isn't the case actually. I've been told by multiple people from like places such as Australia, Wales, etc., that a lot of other countries see the US as a third world country, despite the fact that we have one of the
Oh yeah.
biggest populations and, all of this money and military.
We have one of the biggest populations, all this money, even though we are
One of the
so
biggest,
much in debt, and we
like,
have like
military.
all the weapons in the military and like
Yeah,
everything.
but America doesn't care about the people, and that's our issue. The government does not care about the people. They do not care about the people in poverty. The only people that they care to and cater to is the upper class,
Yeah, the upper
which
class, the
causes us a lot
rich.
of
They don't
issues.
care
Yes,
about like
they
they
don't
don't
even,
care about the middle class or like the poor
and they
people.
definitely don't care about the impoverished. They
Oh,
primarily
definitely not.
care about the highest upper class because those are the people who are in control of everything. Those are the people who are in control of the money. And if you have the money, you have everyone at your side,
You have
basically.
everything. You have everything.
Just like all way back when we just started to learn how to fucking plant food. If you had the food, you had the bigger house. If you have the money,
If
you
you
have
have
the
the food,
most
you have the
control.
power.
Right.
If you have the money, you
You
have
have the
the
power.
votes. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Um
just like that. Like I watched a video from Bill Wirtz. Hey,
yeah.
thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.
I
If
love
you
Bill
oh,
Wicks.
if you plant the rice, you plant more rice, and if you got all the food, you got all the power.
Yes, that's
He didn't
actually
really
what I
phrase it
was
like that.
quoting as well. I was quoting I have the
Yeah,
food, so I have a bigger house. Social hierarchy in his
social hierarchy.
yeah, in his history of the world, I guess, video, which is
And
easily
the
one of my
Omar
favorites.
lives in Zanzibar
Zanzibar.
now.
That's just where he lives.
That's just where he lives.
Yeah, it's I love Bill
This
Wicks.
part of the world hasn't been colonized. Let's do it together.
Together. No,
Freaking anything keeps texting me saying he dropped his phone. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to record here, dude. You gotta freaking these notifications are
you
gonna
need
pollute the
to
audio.
you need to go into streamer mode or like fucking go into do not disturb. I need to go into do not disturb right now because I'm getting
Yeah, I
notifications
should
as well.
probably do that, but I'm just too late. We're already 10 minutes into this, so I'm just like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Bill White's actually released a new video not that long ago. He hadn't posted in like a year. And his last video before
Really
this was Mike Quit, and then he's posted two videos in the last few months, which are both amazing. They are both, I think, both songs. I don't recall. One of them is
crazy.
oh well, nothing is loading. One of them is called I think it's I'm a Princess, which is a very good song. Um,
Hmm.
and a lot of people have kind of dissected it like in the comment sections of it and everything and talked about like how it's about like he's super self-conscious about what he posts and everything because everyone's watching him but no one's actually there. Like, if that makes any
Yeah.
sense, that's kind of what he said.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Um,
I mean, that's how I feel. I'm just like, okay, so I don't got a lot of people watching my videos, but I get scared every time I upload a video that there's going to be so much hate on it, and just like
yeah,
I don't want that because I want my channel to thrive, and I want to big, and I like care about my viewers because
yeah,
I appreciate how they take time out of their busy days to come watch some poor schmuck rant for about 20 minutes about shit that's gone wrong in the world.
yeah. Um, well, a thing with making it big or getting like popular or whatever, especially online, is you're going to get hate, just like in any other field. If
Hmm.
you are successful, if you want to be successful, people will hate on you. And it's about dealing with that hate, because for every one hater, there's 10 people who love it. Um,
Yeah,
but it's
that's
a
how it
lot
is on
easier to
because
take the hate to heart.
yeah, that's how it is for me on TikTok because I use TikTok and I get a decent amount of views, but there's always those few people that say, "Oh, your car's a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Your videos suck." Blah blah blah, and then everyone else is like, "Oh man, this is fucking amazing, man. You got to keep
Yeah.
this up." And I'm like, "Oh, I plan to. I love doing this. This is like my side hustle besides working at work. An actual
Mhm.
job. This is my side hustle, even though I don't make any money from it because I'm not big enough to."
Right. Well, I don't know. A lot of the things that I've seen is like, um, with people who want to be popular and stuff. If your only goal of getting online and doing like making videos, TikToks, anything, any kind of social media, um, if you want to make it big and the only goal that you have is your followers and your numbers, you are not going to go anywhere. Your goal
Oh
has
yeah.
to be to have fun, to make people happy, to do it just because you're bored. That's how you actually get big. Because if all you care about is
If
numbers, it will come across that that is all you care about, and it will
if
be
you love
very
your
obvious.
job and you have fun, you'll never work a day in your life.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I love my job. I work at Discount Tire. I love it there. I
Hmm.
would never if I had the option to stay there forever, I would, but since I have goals that are really big, I'm not going to stay there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my main goal in life is to have a shop where I build some of the nicest cars ever, like
Hmm.
ever seen by a human. And people are like, "Oh, you got to aim lower than that because that's a huge fucking goal." And I'm like,
Right.
"And it's my goal, it's my dream. You don't have to put your input in on it."
Right. And like a big thing with goals, I'm actually working on setting goals for myself because it's not something I've done in a very long time. Um, you can have like that big goal, like you want to be the best tire shop, but then of course you have your smaller goals to get to that big goal. So it's not like you're going to go from, oh, I work at a tire shop to now I own my own shop. Of course, there's going to be steps in between that and things that you have to achieve that.
Yeah,
And a lot of people like kind of like glance over your smaller goals to see your big goal. They glance over the steps that you
yeah,
take to get there and just look at where you end. And like
yeah.
the thing with a lot
And
of
then
like,
later this year, I'm going to college to study what I want to be.
yeah,
And then I'll start taking bigger steps and like getting into business and like thinking of company names and like getting to where I own a small shop and I just do one thing every once in a while and
right,
just work up from there. It's all steps up to the top. Once you get to the top, there's nowhere else but down.
yes. A big thing, again, I keep saying this, but a lot of people don't look at like the steps it takes to get to be a big company or a big influencer, a big anything, a well-known anything. It's not just I woke up one day and now I'm huge and I'm successful and powerful and wealthy. It's I took these little steps by steps to get there.
Yeah. I mean,
And a
for an
lot of people get
example,
discouraged about it.
one of my idols is Elon Musk, founder of
Oh,
Tesla, if you don't know.
I don't
And
like Elon.
he he started off as a coder in like California. He created PayPal. He
Yeah,
created PayPal, and we all know how big that is nowadays.
right.
And then he just went up from there, started working with electronics, and then all of a sudden founded this really awesome car company with amazing electric cars. And look how big Tesla is today. People drive
Yeah.
these cars everywhere.
Yeah, I don't personally really enjoy Elon. I understand his accomplishments and what he's done, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud that we as a, like as a race and as a society can get to those heights, I guess. But Elon himself has disappointed me greatly. As someone who also used to look up to him so much and hold him at this super high like spot, I guess you could say, in my heart. Uh, he's disappointed me. He's just like every other big anything. He's corrupt, and
Yeah.
all he cares about is the money at this point. He doesn't care about the betterment of society, and he's made that very clear. Um, Space is just more land to him, which is very disappointing because there's so much that we could do with the technology that he has that we aren't doing just because he can't make profit off of it, um,
Yeah.
which is so fucking disappointing. Um,
And I mean, even with like all of his cars that he sells, he still loses a fuck ton of money off each car. So I mean, like I look up to him. He's one of my idols. He's not my biggest one, but what he's accomplished in the short time he's been alive is amazing, and that's why I look up to him. Just like I can achieve that. I can be like him. In the short time he's been alive, I can be like him.
well, that's the American dream, isn't it? The American dream is a lie,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's hard to say like look at these rich important people and be like, oh yeah, I can do that, when in reality you likely can't because they have won the lottery. And I'm not trying to put you down or anything because I believe in you. I'm sure that you can do whatever you put your mind to if you try hard enough, but to get the same luck after luck and like basically rolling like D20 after D20 that
yeah.
they've done, that's going to be really complicated. And a
That
lot
was
of
a Dungeons and
people,
Dragons reference if you didn't understand that.
or just a lot of TTRPG references. But anyway, it's like it's
Yeah.
so hard to get to these places where these people are like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or even smaller
Jeff Bezos,
people.
Elon Musk, Bill Gates, freaking
Yeah.
Steve Jobs when he was still
Yeah,
alive.
it's
It's
hard
like all
to
these big
climb these
names.
ladders like they did because they had luck on their side, and most of the time they had money on their side from the very beginning. Rich parents,
Oh
rich
yeah, definitely.
connections. So someone who starts off like middle class or below, trying to climb that ladder like they did with no connections, it can be very discouraging because you realize that the world
And
isn't
it's a
all
much bigger
amazing.
achievement if someone like them were to make it super big.
Yeah,
Much more of an achievement, and so many people are more impressed by it.
yeah,
It's like how it was with um, Jeremy Clarkson. He wasn't rich as a kid, and yet now he's one of the absolute best, well-known, and biggest automotive journalists in the entire history of forever.
yeah.
Like everyone knows him. Even if you don't know much about cars, you've still probably heard of his name.
I've heard the name, but I haven't heard much about like what he's done.
Yeah. And he's my biggest idol.
Yeah,
Like my like I strive to be like him someday because he's just such a awesome guy. Amazing work. Top Gear was amazing. I love the guy.
yeah.
I would love to meet him, but
My biggest
to each
idol is
their
long
own.
dead.
Yeah. But I think we're going to end this one off here. It's a good discussion, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
Talked about issues in the world, things that could happen, stuff like that.
the
That's
American
how the
dream,
show, the American dream, ever
how it
since way
collides.
back, how it collides and how it crashes and burns, stuff like that. uh, but yeah, this was pretty good. Thank you for joining me, Kitty. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Yeah,
Eat
but
the
if you,
rich.
sorry, what?
Eat the rich. Continue.
Fucking, if you guys haven't already, click that subscribe button because if you like what I do here, hitting that subscribe button really helps me out. If you want to know when I upload next, hit that bell icon and you'll be uploaded or shit, you'll be notified the instant I upload. And if you like the video, hit that like button, really helps me out. Also, big news, I'm officially sponsored by Lowered Empire. That's right, I'm now sponsored. I'm sponsored by Lowered Empire. And if you don't know what they are a automotive enthusiast shop, if you will. They sell a bunch of cool stuff. They sell jackets, like awesome stickers, stuff like this. Surikawas, if you don't know what these are, they're like very good for the JDM community and stuff like that. They sell, masks, wallets. They also sell shifters, shift knobs, like amazing stuff. Like I have some of their stuff right now, and the quality is great. If you go to loweredempire.com and use code RAGIN15 at checkout, you'll get 15% off your order. And every $10 you spend, I get some of that back to put into the car. You haven't seen the car yet, but that will be coming up soon. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big old thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.